just got a couple of announcements. Y'all be in prayer for our judge. He's traveling to Washington today and conducting a meeting. Not just today, when he gets back Wednesday, I think. So, another announcement, we're also so proud to have our clerk back.
I'm glad I be back.
And the other thing I'd like to talk about is our water. Just be vigilant about our floods. We're checking that to get out of here. And it's already kind of dropping down there. Just dropped their eyes this year. So be in prayer for those people down there as well. Just be vigilant. If you live in the bottoms, all the cattle and stuff probably have already been moved. However, somebody may have brought them back. So if you're one of those, just keep an eye on the weather and the river. So with that, we'll go ahead and open our normal meeting, Commissioner Court meeting on the 22nd day of June 2015. It's like about 10:05. County Courthouse, New Boston, Texas. We have any public comments? Item number 1. Well, that should take care of 1 and 2 as well. And item number 3, Chief Deputy Jeff Neal. Did you want to speak on that? Yes or no? If anybody has any questions.
If anybody has any questions,
all right. Any commissioners have any questions on our local agreement between the City of Texarkana, Texas and Bowie County for the 2015 Justice Assistance Grant?
Just kind of give us an update, where the money is expended and how they're going to process it.
This is an annual grant that we normally get with the City of Texarkana, Texas. It's a joint application that we have to provide the money. And the past 2 years, we've asked for money for computers for our car. We are currently field testing a computer that's out in the car. We're waiting for a new mount to come in. The mount that we bought is not going to hold up on the roads that we have to service. And right now, the officer that has it out in his car actually has a tab on his console and has to lay it down on there. He can still use the computer, but he's got to set it up every time because it falls down. The mount wouldn't hold up. Ryan's actually helped us find a mount through RAM mounts that's supposed to be better quality, that's universal. We have a unique challenge with our cars. Since our deputies buy their own car, we don't have one car to outfit. We have a bunch of different kind of cars to outfit, so one base doesn't work. So we're looking for a universal base that's sturdy enough to work in the county. Once we get that, I understand that our 2014 money is in from the city, but we don't have the check yet. And that's going to cover the rest of that project to get those out for us for our computer software, 1 year of mobile airtime through Verizon, and everything else we need besides the computers and the mounts that were on the 23rd. This year we're asking for GPS units. Several years ago, I believe it was not long after I first came over from the city, which would have been 2006, we got GPS units for our guys. At that time there were roads that were not on our county map. We're still using that same county map, and some of those GPSs have gone down. Plus, we don't have any updates on those maps that were on those GPS units. Now, Garmin's offering units that have lifetime map updates for free. You can update them 3 times a year for free. And those are the units that we're looking at buying there. And we're looking at using the rest of the money from that grant that we're not using on GPSs to replace some light bars that we have. We have some that are over 10 years old, and unfortunately the UV light has just taken its toll on the wire. We've had some that gone down. We've tried to use what we can for parts to repair those, but we've also had to replace some. So we're looking to replace some of those in a portion rather than having to do them all at one time.
Anybody else have any questions? All right, then I would hear a motion to approve the interlocal agreement between the City of Texarkana, Texas and Bowie County for the 2015 Justice Assistance Grant.
So moved.
Second. We have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Same sign. That passes. Item number 4, basically saying we consider and take action to approve the Justice Assistance Grant for 2015. And I'm assuming this, in this order, because it's required by law, correct? Thank you. We have a motion for that, to approve that.
I'll make a motion to approve the Justice Assistance Grant 2015.
Absolutely. We have a motion, a second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. That passes as well. Item number 5 is our fixed asset inventory. I think all the departments were asked to present their assets. Is that correct?
Yeah, and now we've compiled a list of each department's inventory. What we do is send out the inventory for each department to each department head. They're responsible for taking their own inventory, and we go back later and check that on a random basis. And this is the ending year inventory right here. Y'all all been given a copy of it, whether you have it with you, it's prepared and put in your mailbox. But we're just asking that you accept the inventory as it is.
Anybody have any questions of Lee?
I'll make a motion that we approve the 2014-15 Bowie County Fixed Assets Inventory.
Second. Any further discussion? We have a motion and a second. I'll ask for, all in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Passes as well. Item number 6 is, we're talking about our Odyssey, our computer system. And what that is, it's a major piece of software that integrates all aspects of our law enforcement and our justice system in Bowie County, from the courtrooms, jails, and our prosecutors. Basically, this software is our court system. It is our court system and our criminal prosecution software. That's how they do their business. We have an urgent need to upgrade that. All current hardware is out of warranty, and it will be out of warranty in September. Our software is 2 versions behind. It's a 2012 version, and they have the 2014 out currently. Oh, and Brian's here as well. If I stumble up anything, he will strike me out. Our current backups for this system are at capacity, and the application and job server redundancies are failing. Ladies and gentlemen, if our system goes down, this is what would happen. This Odyssey system. Warrants cannot be served, checked, or entered. Suspects cannot be booked into the jails. Our courts have no case info. And they also cannot accept, process, or dispose cases. Basically, our court system is at a standstill if this happens. Also, probation cannot update individuals' information. No court-related fees can be processed, and no receipts can be printed. We know the necessity of these functions, what they mean in our county. A couple of lists of some hardware items that they indicated the process purchased. Dell R820 server, a storage facility or actually storage unit, and also a Barracuda 440 load balancer. Move that information to TWU, I believe, is our backup, correct? How it works, and then it comes down to the different users. That's kind of how that works.
That'll work. Yeah, I mean, it's a very simplified diagram.
Yeah, just to understand, ladies and gentlemen, this is our users of this product, of this software, our district judges, our justice of the peace, our sheriff's department, our district attorney, probation, our district and county clerks. And that's where we're at. We're in the necessity to get that thing updated. Basically, a pricing analysis currently to update this year. Right at this is estimates, I'm sure. It's $31,600. That's this year, and those will be budgeted and carried on through the next 16, 17, goes down a little next year, 26,108. 17 looks like 18,708. And then in fiscal year 18, 22,908. 19, 24, 308, and that's just basically maintenance thereafter. And correct me if I'm wrong, we're buying this, these updates more often, correct, on this program, on this system, right?
Yes, sir. What it does is it purchases all the software on a maintenance agreement. So then you know your cost. Outside of maintenance costs, that typically go up just every so often. The 24,308 is what you can expect to pay, and that's the amount you can expect to budget for. And that's the cost to keep the Odyssey system updated. So lease goes out on the hardware, you enter into another lease agreement, and it just carries forward.
Very good.
So it's a lease, not a purchase. It's just a lease every year until.
On the specific equipment, then there's a lot of different pieces to it. There's software, there's hardware, so you're paying maintenance on the software, and then you have a lease on the actual hardware. So, and it's a lease to own, dollar buyout, tax exempt lease purchase. So theoretically, what you would do is you would take the old system, and it would become your testing system and backup, and then you would put a new system in place and process your Odyssey upgrades.
This will make us current from here on out, correct?
That's correct.
And I'd also like to add that the technical committee has made this recommendation that we enter into these contracts for purchase. Is there any questions from the commission? Any other discussion?
When will this be effective?
Get started.
As soon as you,
Is it budgeted? Expenditure, do we have a place?
What's the question?
Is this budgeted, do we have the money?
It's not budgeted this year, but going forward, we will be able to budget those departments that will need the equipment or that will use this.
Will it hit in this budget year, or will it?
No, the 31,600 will hit in this budget year. And what I plan to do is apportion each department that uses the Odyssey system and the e-file system, a portion of their cost.
They have monies available in their budget to?
We'll find it, yes. And they don't have it specifically budgeted for this.
I understand.
Because this came up after we actually did our budget.
It'll have
so
to be
That's correct.
An adjustment.
Right.
Any other questions? Thank you, Ryan. That being said, I would ask for a motion to approve the updates to the Odyssey and the e-file system.
I'll make that motion, approve the Odyssey and the file system.
Ask for a second. Who was that? Have a motion second on the floor. Is there any other further discussion?
Should we amend the motion to say and make the necessary budget adjustments? Whatever is now being, or just a
I
motion?
thought William just said that it was coming out of next year's budget.
No.
No. We've got to pay $31,600 out of this year's budget.
Well, I think, ask William, but don't you make your budget adjustments at the time that you need, you'll bring a budget adjustment, you don't need to do
Yeah.
that now, but you do it when.
We haven't received the bill for it yet, but once we do.
See, that's
then-
when you adjust it, is when the bill
Yeah.
comes.
Well, I wasn't sure we were able to spend money we didn't have budgeted for, so it's okay.
But that's what the amendment would do, the budget adjustment, correct?
Right, if they, unless they have something budgeted that we can use for that, we'll have to make a budget adjustment from perhaps another line item to cover that.
Carol, the
But you can't
commissioner's
adjust the
question.
budget until you have the bill.
So it's just like agenda item number 9.
Yeah, because you could get the bill and then not adjust the budget and not pay the bill, but.
But I think his question was, do we need to make this motion to indicate a budget
I
amendment?
don't think you can, because you don't have anything
No.
to adjust it to,
And
correct,
then,
William?
once I have the adjustments, then they will be approved.
Yeah,
So we just spend money and figure out how to pay for it when it gets here.
it's what you do every time you Every time you amend the budget, that's what you're doing, Commissioner.
This won't be an amendment, though, this supposedly this is an adjustment. Is what he said.
Well, I mean, an adjustment.
Well, it may not be an adjustment, may be an amendment. Someone may have, it's not gonna be a lot of cost. You're looking at least 10 departments that are gonna use this.
Okay.
You know, you've got all the JPs, which are 6 now. You've got the district clerk, the county clerk, the district judges, you've got the sheriff's department, adult probation. You know, there are a number of departments that use it, so it's not gonna be a big cost to any department.
Just want to make sure we're doing it right.
I think we're on.
Any other discussion? There's a motion and a second on the floor. I'd say all in favor? Aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Good, passes. All right, number 7. We'll open bids for road material. William, I was thinking you have those.
We do, we have a number of bids here. What I plan to do is, Stephanie's gonna, we'll open one at a time and say who they're from, and then we will compile a worksheet based on those bids, and hopefully by next court, should have in next court, a spreadsheet that y'all have reviewed. We'll get you the spreadsheet beforehand. Y'all can review the bids, and then we'll accept the bids in the next court.
Steph, on before you open. We need to move the open bid. I'd ask for a motion.
All right.
I make a motion that we open the bids.
Okay, the first bid is from,
We had to vote on it.
sorry. Didn't have my
I think the vote is open. All in favor?
I second it.
All right, any opposed? All right, it passes.
Ready?
Now we go. Okay, thank you.
first bid is from R.K. Hall. Okay, I'll put it back in the envelope. Next bid is from, make sure this is, from Richard Thompson, Rock and Roll. This is a bid from Seal Coat Aggregate, no, Vulcan Materials, okay? And this one is from Tatum Excavating. Gibson Asphalt. This one is from Lindsay Asphalt. Cleveland Asphalt out of Shepherd, Texas. And Ergon Asphalt and Emulsions, it says Austin. So anyway, what I plan to do is prepare a spreadsheet that just all the items and the bids from each vendor. I'll get that to you before next court. Y'all have a chance to review it, and then the next court will accept which bid we want. Okay?
Thank you, Will.
All right.
Any other questions? We need to ask for a motion to open bid for roadside mowing. Have we need a motion to open bids.
Make that motion.
I need a second.
Second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor of opening bids for roadside mowing? Say aye. Any opposed? All right, we'll open those.
We didn't get any.
Move on to item number 9. We're going to take action to approve budget minutes. We understand there's not any.
I did not do any this time. What I'm planning to do is we've got another payroll for the end of the month. Once we post that payroll, I will do budget adjustments for the end of the month, and then I'll present those in court in 2 weeks.
No action. We'll move on to 10. Consider and take action for the payment of accounts payable. Bills all received. Bills, have any questions? William? I'd ask for a motion to payment of accounts payable.
So move.
That needs, now second.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any other further discussion? All vote, we in favor of that motion? Say aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion passes. Gentlemen, you've all been given minutes. Have any questions on the minutes? Amanda Murphy. Hearing none, I'd ask for a motion to approve them.
So moved.
I need a second.
Second there.
All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any opposed, same sign. I'd ask for a motion for adjournment.
I'll make a motion with adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? This meeting is adjourned. Thank you guys for coming.